Welcome to Let's Go Fishing Focus with FishPal. Today I am joined by a talented female angler. She has fished for England, writes for magazines, has a Sport England Level 1 coaching qualification, is an ambassador for Fulling Mill, member of the Semperfli Pro team, gives fly tying demos at local branches of the Fly Dressers Guild, and ties at the British Fly Fair on Fly Tyers Row. And just announced she is a member of Airflo. Can't say pro at the end. Airflo. Welcome and thank you for joining me today, Phillippa Hake.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh,
again.
My pleasure. How's obviously we spoke during lockdown on a Sunday of all days.
Yeah.
Right at the start of doing these lives. What was lockdown like for you?
It wasn't too bad, to be honest. For anyone who watched, I am still actually was able to still go to work. So it wasn't a case of me being in all day every day, not being able to do anything. I actually got out of the house. But yeah, so it wasn't too bad, and then we got the green light to go fishing, so that was even better.
And I know during lockdown you actually tied this, and we're just going to put this at the front and carry on talking. So you just tell us a little bit about these.
Oh, so that's it's full there. It's not full anymore. One of the dry fly boxes that I tied up for myself, with all the extra time that I had on my hands. It's not full anymore because there's quite a few flies missing. It needs topping up again now.
So talk us through that box, Phillippa, please, for people that may be new to trout fishing.
So basically, for my fishing anyway, it covers most of the aspects of it all. You've got the big juicy sedges I think it'll be all right. Which I use quite a lot of them for like fishing the duo, which is, you have the big bushy dry fly on a dropper and then a nymph suspended underneath, which is a great method for like searching water to find like finding fish out of like water and stuff like that. And then there's some split wings in there, some little little like plume tip things as well. Well, yeah.
And also as well as with those flies, you were there saying that your box has been used.
Yeah.
I've got a whole range of photographs here as well. This one I particularly like. Is this a Calder Fish?
Yep. So that I actually caught it the week before as well. So I caught that fish twice in the space of a week. Because as you can see, it's got like scratch marks towards like its tail on the back of it. And I think it probably will be my personal best out of the Calder that I've had. I had one last season, but I don't think it was quite that big.
How big?
I maybe about 2 pound, 2.5 maybe.
And the Calder in West Yorkshire, it runs through Halifax, doesn't it? Just for the people watching this that don't know about the Calder, just give us a flavour of what it's like to fish there.
So it's about as urban gets. You get shopping trolleys, all sorts of rubbish comes through it because it's a valley and we've got really steep like valleys at either side of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very susceptible to flooding.
Yeah.
So literally has to like just drop a droplet of rain and it's like just chocolate. And it's a bit annoying sometimes. Like at the minute it's quite high at the minute still. Yeah. You get all sorts of, like I say, rubbish floating down from the floods and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a fantastic little river full of it's got all kinds of fish in it, wild brown trout, grayling. There's some quite big chub, I believe, that are being caught at the minute.
Wow.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff in there.
Yeah, because for you personally, it's superb dry fly water, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get the hatches are as big as what you might get on like the southern rivers and other rivers in Yorkshire and stuff. But it's perfect for me just for picking little brown trout off on like little. I've been using a lot of like F flies and stuff, just like really simple stuff. Nothing big. I'd rather catch some little like nice little stunning brown trout rather than the big trophy trout sometimes.
And there's a photograph here of because I love this, because you don't again just target the big trophy trout, and I know we do have guests on here that target those big trophy trout, and I know that that's what they love so much. So, but with you, it is about the whole range, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't come more stunning than that.
Oh, I just love that. I just think that is just such a super photo for anybody who is new to fishing as well, because that is just perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, that was caught on just a little black F fly. Like I said, I've been using them quite a lot recently. Just little F flies and literally just black and green flies just work a treat.
And talk us through about the net as well, because I'm looking at the net here, and is that one of those rubberized nets?
So it's basically just the normal like scoop net, and I picked it up from Andy Buckley and his girlfriend Eva, who they have just the same net, and they get like a, I don't know what they're called, just like a foam thing, and you around the edge of the put tie wraps around it and the net floats, and it's just a fantastic idea. And when if you catch a bigger fish, you can rest your rod on it as well, and the fish is obviously safe in the net.
And also, as well as if it floats, you've got more chance of not losing it, because I remember doing some on the time, and we actually we caught this fish, and it was actually being filmed, and in all the excitement, they were holding the fish, etc. They got all their shots, and then the next minute I said, does anybody know where the net is? And obviously that had gone down the time, and I ended up having to buy that person a new net. So I know how you feel about nets, and that's why this nets now, it's really important that people do get that micro meshing, isn't it?
Yeah, because as well, it's with the barbless hooks as well, they just pop right out if you don't need to get them caught up in the like the knotted nets that you can get.
Yeah,
a lot nicer to use as well.
And also as well, anybody watching this, if they are looking for a new net or want some advice, just nip down to your local tackle shop, because they'll actually have the range of nets that you're looking for, or Google it online. But please go and support the local tackle shops at the moment. Prices to go and fish your local water, because I know you've said it's cheap as chips, and I've got a photo here that this is on the Calder as well, Phillippa?
Yeah, that's it's like there's a river called the River Ryburn that runs into the Calder, and that's where the two rivers meet, just right there. But yeah, that's a Calder fish as well.
And they are absolutely stunning fish. Yeah. Cheap as chips to fish it. How much is it?
The yearbook for it is I think it's gone up. It was 25. I think it's 30 now. A day, £5.
£5, everybody. But again, as you've said, it's it's a spate river, isn't it? So it's prone to flooding as well.
Yeah, we get hit by the floods terribly, and then they build the flood defences in the towns upstream, but it just pushes it all downstream. But it's always going to be the same, I think.
But the other good thing about it as well is that you obviously it runs through Halifax. You can come and spend a weekend there as well, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit around my neck of the woods. We've got the canals as well, and you get a lot of people. Just the other day, actually, I was walking on the canal, and Tim from Coronation Street was on a barge with his girlfriend. But it's quite a tourist spot. Is like the Calder Valley. A lot of like boutique B&Bs and stuff that people stay in, and all that. And yeah, it's quite the tourist spot.
And that's really good because there'll be a lot of people looking at places to go and visit for a break. And I know that you've got some beautiful countryside to walk in as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, not too far from, I think about an hour away, we've got like North Yorkshire, and you've got like the Three Peaks and like the Yorkshire Three Peaks that you can walk up. But yeah, it's just surrounded by rolling countryside, really.
It's a beautiful destination, and I personally think it's one that people should actually have on their list to go and fish as well. And it's so affordable.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of the rivers around here that the day tickets to next to nothing compared to what you might pay somewhere else to fish for the same fish.
Now, I'm FishPal and we don't have the Calder on our system. So unfortunately, everybody, you can't get a ticket through ourselves at FishPal. How can people get a hold of a day permit then?
So for the Calder, the stretch that I fish is the rights are held by Ryburn and Halifax Angling Society. And recently, I think only in the past 2 months or so, you can actually buy a yearbook or a day ticket on their website, which I'm sure we can sort a link out to get to and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of people think that the Calder has got a lot of free fishing on it, but it hasn't. So do make sure you get your day tickets because we have got 5. I think there's 5. There's 4 or 5 bay lifts.
I think anybody who thinks that there's free fishing anywhere,
we get a lot on the Calder.
Yeah. There's no such thing as free fishing. You've always got to go and find out where you can go, and if it is free, normally you have to let people know as well. So I'm sure I'm going to have people in this feed telling me you can go and fish here free, Anne. Which if you know places where you can go and fish free, do let us know because we want to share them as well. So obviously the wonderful Calder. Where else have you been out fishing, Phillippa?
We actually took a trip up to Stocks Reservoir a couple of weeks ago. It's probably more than a couple of weeks ago actually. It was when it was red hot, and we got there at the wrong time and we left at the wrong time. So we ended up, I think I had a little tiny wild brown trout on a 7-weight I didn't even know I had a fish on, and one pull all day. But I think next week I've got a week off work, so me and my dad are going to take a trip down to Carsington in Derbyshire. I think he wants to go fishing, so we're going to go fishing.
And can I ask you, was that fishing trip with your dad?
The one to Stocks was, yeah, the one.
And can we wish him a happy birthday, a belated happy birthday as well, because it's a special birthday, wasn't it?
Last week we were supposed to have a party, but obviously we had to cancel it, so it was a bit gutted. So we had a bad in the rain.
Well, the good thing as well is that you're going to be going off down to Carsington, and Carsington Reservoir, you've done particularly well on there as well, haven't you, catching fish?
Yeah, we always it's quite a special water because it's kind of where it all started out for me. So yeah, we always seem to catch a few fish on there. So I'm looking forward to that.
So your dad took you to Carsington Reservoir when you were 13.
Yeah, and that's where it all went wrong.
We're very lucky that he took you, because family fishing, that has been really, really important for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, we go quite a lot, mate. Well, we don't go quite as much as we used to, but yeah, we do like to go fishing together, me and my dad. It's a bit stressful though, because I end up having to do everything.
Oh, and so you should. It's your
But
dad.
I can't see to put the fly on anymore, so I put the fly on. I use fish.
I know how it feels. I can't see a thing. I'm lucky about to see this screen actually with these. I'm too vain to go to get these sorted, my eyes sorted. So, where would you say if somebody was looking to go fishing this week, next week, where would you say give a shot?
I think by the looks of the social media and stuff, if you're into your still water fishing, I believe that the Midlands reservoirs have been fishing quite well recently. But other than that, just try maybe, even just go down to your local still water near yourself. You can always ask the fishery managers what's going on and what flies and what methods you can use to help you catch some fish.
And also, as well as, don't forget, do take that fish home, because rainbow trout, they are so really healthy fish and good for you to eat.
I'm not a fan of trout, to be honest.
Oh, go and smoke them. Smoked rainbow trout, absolutely brilliant. And when I was at Northumbrian Water last year, one of the chaps there said, put the rainbow trout in some lemon, some herbs and spices overnight, and let it marinate. And the lemon actually cooks it. So I'm going to actually have to try that tip as well. So, but also as well, Phillippa, before you go, obviously you've got your fabulous Facebook page, not Facebook, Instagram page, and it's Phillippa Hake Fly Fishing, or Phillippa_Hake Fly Fishing, and you've got 1,700 followers on that, so well done. You post every day, don't you?
I try and keep the posts a bit like, every other day or whatever. And if I don't, then it's probably because I'm been busy at work or something like that.
And the thing is that you don't just post like fish photos, you've got your flies that you post. And even on this is materials as well. And I think that's really good to share materials and what you're using.
Yeah, there is actually the new nano silk from Semperfli, that one, which has just been launched. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It's really good. Like, go check it out, because it is a game changer for anyone tagging microflies.
Brilliant. And Semperfli, a lovely company, and you tend to find that the people who are at the top of the game, they are part of Semperfli.
Yeah, we've got the Semperfli family. It's full of some massive fly tying names. Like, we've got Paul Proctor and Alan Liddell, and just to name a few. I mean, just them two alone are inspirational people anyway.
And I know Paul does videos for them as well, doesn't he? So
yeah, he does. He did. I think he did a couple of live ones last year, which was good.
So social media, you like Instagram, because we talked about this, and you were talking about the pitfalls of Facebook last time you were on.
Yeah, I do prefer. You tend to get more of the should I say, like, keyboard warriors on the Facebook, but Instagram, like, everyone just seems to be friends on Instagram. But yeah, so I do prefer Instagram to Facebook.
And you're also on Twitter as well.
Yeah, I go through like weird patches with Twitter, because sometimes I go on it and it's just, because I have other things on there like football and stuff like that, it all gets a bit mixed up together, and I'm just, I kind of push Twitter to the side sometimes a little bit. Gets forgotten.
Well, I use Twitter to find out the latest news as well, because I find it quite easy to really scroll through. But I do love your Instagram, because the one thing I like about Instagram is that if you've got really nice photos, it's a very good platform to use.
Yeah, yeah.
So what I know that I mentioned at the start, Airflo Pro, and I know I can't add the other word to it. So tell us a little bit about Airflo Pro.
Yeah, so basically, I got approached by them and said, do I want to, become part of Airflow and stuff like that? And, got this a great rod, the Euro nymph rod. It's like a 3/4 weight kind of rod, a reel and the line to go with it. And although it is it's obviously a Euro nymph rod, it's actually really nice to cast a dry fly with as well. It's just effortless to cast it with. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to future working with them and stuff like that. Should be good.
And I've had people messaging me at FishPal saying, "Oh, how do you become part of these pro teams, etc." How have you become part of them, Phillippa?
I think a lot of it comes down to having the knowledge and stuff, and continuously putting stuff on social media and and good content for people to see, especially new anglers that are coming through and they might not know what. I know when I started, I didn't know that you had to put tippet on the end of a fly line and stuff like that. So it's even just putting blogs out with this kind of stuff. It can make all the difference. Even if it just makes it difference to one angler, then I'm happy with that.
And I totally agree with you. Quality content, and when you put that content on there, you think, well, actually, are people going to learn something from this, or are they going to enjoy the photo, etc.? And that is the way forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I think definitely the content the side of it, and keeping it simple as well. A lot of posts have got massive essays with them, and people, if especially say if you're new to it, you're not going to want to read a massive 5-paragraph post. Just keeping it simple can make all the difference as well.
And I totally agree, because people will skim and forget the bit at the start at the end.
Yeah.
Now, shows, I know that you would have been at shows during lockdown. Obviously, they were cancelled. The summer seems to feels like it's been cancelled as well, apart from fishing. Are the Fly Dressers Guild, are they looking at doing things towards the end of the year?
I'm not completely honest. I don't know, to be honest. I know next week should have been the Yorkshire show. So I would have been there for 3 days, next Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, but obviously that's now not happening. So I'm not sure. I think this year might just be a write-off, to be honest, with anything regarding that.
And can I also give a huge shout out to the Salmon and Trout Conservation, who do a fabulous job at the Yorkshire Show. They are there introducing people to fishing, and also as well as the conservation aspect of what they do.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah, and is it still Stephen that does it?
I believe so. Yeah, Steve Cheatham. Yeah, I think he definitely does the stand at the show, but yeah.
Yeah, and also Marina, she's one of the demos. Yeah. And I watched Marina's demo last year, and I sat there and I thought, it was so simple, so easy, and Ollie was with her as well, obviously between the two of them, and it was so easy, it was fun, and it just put a completely different aspect onto casting a rod, and I thought, good on you, it was really good.
And Marina does a great job at the show.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely brilliant, and well done her as well, and of course Ollie. So Phillippa, I know we tonight you'll be when the show's live, you will be working. So all I can say is huge thank you for coming on. Have a fab time with your dad at Cossington Reservoir, and please come back on soon.
Yeah, well, I'd love to come back on and, you know, talk some more fishing chat. Be great. But yeah.
Thank you, my lovely.
Thanks for having me.